Good afternoon, East Grand Rapids hockey fans. I'm Matt Gajtka. Welcome to the Patterson Ice Center for day one of the West Michigan Hockey Showcase, a first of its kind event this year. We've got hockey teams from all over the great state of Michigan, including from way up north as the Houghton Gremlins pay a visit to Patterson as East tries to extend its 5-0 start. The Pioneers now ranked number 2 in Division III and number 8 overall in the state, according to MichiganHighSchoolHockeyHub.com. Meanwhile, Houghton at 4-1 is ranked number 3 in Division III. So 2 top 3 teams, subjectively speaking, of course, but that's all we have to go on right now this early in the year. As we can compare results, we can look at things like track records and veterans returning and coaching staffs and program history, all of that. But the fact of the matter is these two teams will prove on the ice today who's the better side, at least as of right now. I mentioned this is day one of the event. Day two, by the way, the event brought to you by D&W Fresh Markets, but day two will be tomorrow as East will face another traditional Division III powerhouse in the Bay Reps, the team they beat in the semifinal last year down in Plymouth at USA Hockey Arena by a 3-0 count to advance to the final. Houghton on the other side of the ice today in their traveling black jerseys with the orange trim. They fell to the eventual champion, Cranbrook Kingswood, in the other semi last year. So two teams that have recent track records of success. We're set to face it off at the center dot, and off we go. East in its home white uniforms with the gold helmets and blue pants, coming off a big 3-2 win against Byron Center as it's dished in on goal. And the first save, quote-unquote, of the game goes to the freshman, Charlie Finch, in net for EGR once again. His 6th varsity game and his 6th start. At the other end, it'll be the junior Cooper Flax, who last year played 3 games. This year he's played in 2 to start the 2024-25 season for Houghton. So Houghton with kind of a Philadelphia Flyers look to their outfits today. They're coached by Micah Stepik, and of course EGR coached by the 7th-year man Chris Newton, who is 2 wins away from 100, both regular season and postseason combined here at East Grand Rapids. Winkle had his stick lifted. Bennett Winkle coming off the game winner at Byron Center. Now rambling on back is Kari, and Braden Kari's shot was deflected to the glass by J.D. Menny to the far corner, and out of the point, a wrist shot goes on goal, and Finch makes a real save this time. The first one was some friendly fire, and so here we go. Back down to our left, the Pioneers attacking that goal, of course. 1 minute gone in the first period. And this collision of two teams that were in the state tournament last year, in the Final Four last year. Poked off the stick of Winkle. Good, strong play by Tegan Tapany. Tapany working 1-on-4 in the EGR zone. Lost control of the puck. Forced to kick the puck along was Porter Brooks, the freshman D, and get it right back out to center. Wesley Matala rings it around the kick plate over to the far wing. Porter Brooks got a touch on it, and I think that was a delayed offside. It was. And so that halts the proceedings. 15:34 to go in the first period. Got a lot of viewers, both from here in Grand Rapids and also up north in Houghton, so welcome to the Gremlins fans tuning in. I mentioned the Gremlins at 4-1. EGR at 5-0. Premier matchup in Division III in the West Michigan Showcase. Rowan, after the clean face-off win for the Pioneers, played it over to the corner. Bird, who had an assist against Byron Center, overskated it. Back come the Gremlins 3-on-3. Pass to the near side. Brody Donnelly overskated it initially at the blue line. That's the bad place to do that, so that leads to another offside against Houghton. I was talking to Houghton's radio broadcaster. Yes, they broadcast on terrestrial radio, old school radio. That tells you how big of a deal the Gremlins are up on the Keweenaw Peninsula. Matala, one touches it over to his defense partner, Jack Rudak, who drives it in deep. Back there is the junior defenseman, Caden Goosens. Gave it away in a wrist shot from the point by Rudak. That missed everything. Rudak had a goal last year, but nothing on the board yet so far for the Gremlins. Turnover and a block shot in front by Goosens on the opportunity for Sayin, and the Pioneers clear all the way down. Bird chasing after it. Trevor Bird, the freshman forward. Bird set up Jake Goosens for the early goal for EGR in that showdown against the defending D2 champs in Byron Center last Saturday. That was at Southside, the first true road game of the year for East as Ross shoots wide from the far side half wall. It's up for grabs in the near corner. Oliver Owen plucks it loose. Albers turning, couldn't get the shot off. Second chance, good save there by Flax. He's in the ball game too. 14:24 to go in the first from behind the net. Owen tries to center, but it's blocked. And Houghton clears off the window. Weird bounce right in the middle of the zone. Albers left it behind on the poke check from Houghton. Now a backhand from the freshman D. Whitaker Hill. That went off of a Gremlin stick and all the way back down into Pioneers territory. That's where Porter Brooks has to chase it down. Back and forth we go as the Pioneers get the dump in and get the line change behind the play, or actually ahead of the play technically, as the Gremlins turn it back quickly. Goosens couldn't stop it on the sideboards, but Finch will. Charlie Finch, the freshman goalie, so far so great on the season. .940 save percentage. Deflected shot comes near his crease, and he'll pin it down with the glove after DeForge tried to get it through traffic, somewhat successfully. East has outscored its opponents so far this year 28-7. That's how you get to 5-0. Same deal for Houghton, really. The Gremlins have 29 goals, and they've given up just 11. The Gremlins have been to the Michigan Final Four 3 times in the past 5 seasons. They lost in the final in 2019 and then fell in the semis 2 years ago to this very same East Grand Rapids team, and then last year to Cranbrook Kingswood. The game 2 years ago was a classic, 2-1 in overtime. Charlie Hoekstra scored the winner, the then junior forward. It's coughed up in the East zone, and the snapshot from Gunnar Flax, that was deflected into the near corner. So we have Gunnar Flax playing D, Cooper Flax playing goal for Houghton. If you hear that name a lot, that's why. Shot on net, and Finch has to make a sharp save as Tapany just hooked it toward net, and hoping for a rebound or some bit of luck there didn't work out as Finch held on to stop the proceedings. No score early on, as you see there on your device screen. Didn't have much of a pregame because I had to hustle to get into position. That's the nature of these tournaments. The game previous to this on the West Rink here at Patterson featured Big Rapids against Caledonia. And Caledonia continued its fantastic start to the season, beating Big Rapids 6-0 in that first game. Owen clears, but not beyond the blue line. Snapped back in by Porter Markham, right on the blue line. Just barely onside, but the Pioneers will be able to break it out. Here comes Ross, taps it around Markham. Ross is in with Albers. Ross tried to make a pass, but it was blocked by Cade Jenkins. The defenseman got in the way at the proper time as Albers guns it on goal from high in the zone, and a save by Cooper Flax, and he'll keep it. It was ripped right into his belly pad. We're nearing 4 o'clock on a Friday afternoon, a little early for hockey from our standards, but not like I'm going to complain. We're starting the weekend early. EGR plays tomorrow at 2:45, by the way, against Bay Reps. Angled ahead on the deflection by Jace DeForge, right to the net, and a stuff try for Hallinan, and he's denied. DeForge has 7 goals already for Houghton. Albers on the East Grand Rapids side has 8. Like I said, we've got teams who are filling the net. East averaging over 5 goals per game, even after being held, quote-unquote, to 3 in the win against Byron Center. Houghton's only loss came to Howell, 4-2. That was a close one. And speaking with their radio broadcaster, said that could have gone either way. As Ross is poke-checked, just in over the blue line, but following on is Bird, trying to hammer it forward, looking for Ross, and that didn't get through. So we've got Ross, Bird, and Owen out there as the forward unit, although the Pioneers are in the midst of a line change, just extended a bit. Rowan will knock it off the far wall. Cooper Rowan, second-year varsity defender. The Pioneers are once again without 2 of their big boys on the back end, the senior Owen Stropke and the junior Ethan Brinker. Good check on this near side by Trevor Bird. That knocked Tapany off stride. Owen driving wide. Owen with an attempted pass at the back of the goal frame. Up the far wing and chipped on by Porter Brooks. Here's a chance for Houghton, and Tapany shooting, and he went high and wide from a sharp angle on his strong side. Markham driving it down the wall. Markham right to the goal. He scores! Hudson Markham, the defenseman, the senior, with a brilliant little power move, and he makes it 1-0 Gremlins with 11:14 to go in the first. Markham's third of the year already, and he took advantage getting around the edge. Even strength tally. Backhand shelf job. Not sure there'll be an assist on that one, but we'll wait on that. The face-off from neutral ice, controlled by the Pioneers, and it's been an even game so far, and Houghton cashes in to start the afternoon. Speaking with Micah Stepik, the Houghton coach, he said this might be a track meet today. We're going to have to be ready for the speed and skill of East Grand Rapids, and well, they're off to a fine start, aren't they? As Bjornsson couldn't make the pass ahead. It was intercepted by the goal scorer, Markham, but the Gremlins cough it right back up to the Pioneers at the blue line and twisted right back through center. Markham rips the pass over to Donnelly. Donnelly over the line. A wrist shot by Sayin off the end boards, and it bounces right to the side of the net. Charlie Finch had to be sharp to gather that in. Pretty decent student section for 4 o'clock on a Friday. Kids had to get out and come right down to the rink from campus. Not a long drive, or however they might have found their way here. I was talking to EGR coach Chris Newton. He said, hey, we brought the Houghton weather with the Houghton hockey team. And the snow wasn't as bad as it might have been anticipated a couple of nights ago. But still, it's freezing cold as Owen gets checked from behind. That's going to be a penalty against the Gremlins. EGR on the loose puck and still free, so it's a delayed call. 6 skaters out there for the Pioneers. Ross trying to wedge it loose, and in the end, the whistle does sound on the side boards. So Owen, a dangerous check from behind on him. He actually had to pry his face mask off the top of the Gremlins bench, the boards in front of the bench. Looks like roughing might be the call. We'll see how many minutes get put up on the board with 10-12 to go in the first period. The first power play of the game goes to East Grand Rapids. They scored 4 power play goals 9 days ago against Forest Hills Northern and Eastern. So roughing the call. Still waiting to get the penalty time on the board. These players are ready to go. Rudak for Houghton and Winkle for East. But they're trying to figure something out. And one of the East Grand Rapids assistant coaches has been waved over to help out at the scorer's area. It is Cade Jenkins in the box for roughing. Anyway, East has had a couple of games this year in which they've scored 3 or more power play goals. They had 3 as well against Salem. That was a massive factor in the win against the Rocks, who came in state ranked. So here we go. Power play begins. Cross ring feed. Wrist shot by Alberts. Good save made by Flax. Loose puck, and it's cleared by the Gremlins all the way down. The Pioneers love to change sides. This is where soccer would call it a switch of play. Going from left flank to right flank. Owen on the left. Albers on the right. Here's Albers. Wristing. Soft one into the belly pad of Flax. And that'll get another face-off in the attacking zone. 9:47 to go in the first period. But you can see that on your screen. We've got the camera pointed down that way. The big board to our left on the end wall. This is the usual home of East Grand Rapids. We've also got Forest Hills Central and Forest Hills Northern and Eastern playing games here this weekend. And I think Christian as well, as Owen tries to nub a pass through. That was blocked down. Owen couldn't flag it down and poke through. Maybe a shorthanded chance for Jay Hallinan down the wood. Fended off nicely, and then Hallinan throws a low percentage shot high off the corner glass. Bounces around to the EGR line, and Owen sails in. Oliver Owen with 5 goals, 7 assists on the year. Several of those points on the power play. He's got it behind the goal, trying to play setup man. Now joining the fray is the gritty Nolan Brooks, the senior forward. Still they joust in behind the goal. Markham clears off the far boards for Houghton, and down it goes again. So he's trying to get it set up one more time. They've got to go fish, though, and come 200 feet. Ross going around the edge. Good little play off to Winkle. Try to return it to him, and the clearance hit one of the Gremlins, and it bounces to the red line where it's dragged back by Rowan. This is Bird, second unit on for East Grand Rapids. 27 seconds to go on the power play. The pass goes behind Rowan from Caden Goosens. And again, yes, 2 Goosens on East. We've got Jake up front and Caden on the blue line. And down they come. Nudged forward by Goosens behind the goal. Oh, weird bounce that almost went off of a Gremlin defender, Markham, and into his own goal. Now Markham turns it right up the center. Bjornsson blocked it, bouncing in front. And where is it? It's at the side of the net, and it's cleared. Bryce Bjornsson had the brilliant chance off a strange carom, a couple of them in that sequence. The power play is over. Icing is called against Houghton. As a result, 8:04 to go, so EGR will once again get an offensive zone face-off. But the power play goes begging. Cade Jenkins back on the bench for Houghton. Clean face-off win by Winkle. Rowan rips it off the near side glass. It'll be Albers dishing it back to Rowan. Give and go to Albers in the corner, bodied there by Jack Rudak. Play continues with Kari pulling it loose, and his feed to Tapany as he spins around and carries in down the right wing. Tapany's rip across. It'll end up on the stick of Gage Goldstrand, veteran of the varsity level for Houghton. Turned over. Kari spins to the outside niftily. Now dropped it back. Rudak trying to shoot, and that was blocked by Ross. On at Albers. Half-speed pass intercepted at center ice. Back come the Gremlins and Sayin, and he's knocked off the puck. First penalty against East. And Caden Goosens is going to be sent to the box for cross-checking. 7:17 left in the first. The dangerous Jack Sayin was maneuvering in for a potential chance, and so Goosens forced to use the lumber there. The East Grand Rapids penalty kill, I almost hate to say it, they're perfect on the season. But just got to report the news. They've been doing quite well, obviously, to this point, including killing off a couple of Byron Center power plays the other day. Big thanks to state champs for covering that game, giving us some video coverage. I was down in Detroit for the state football finals. By the way, congrats to Zeeland West, the Ducks getting it done. Was down there for that one. The only West Michigan football team to win a state championship this year in D3. But anyway, while that was going on, the Pioneers were winning at Byron Center, and state champs had some terrific video coverage as East improved to 5-0. But here, they're really being challenged again, and this time it's by Houghton. Turn back, Markham. He's the goal scorer so far. Cross-rink delivery. Donnelly takes it off the wall. Played it deep, and making a move toward the back post was Connor Arco, but the pass was deflected away from him. Arco, one-touch feed. Looking over near side for Donnelly. Turns, feeds over to Arco, and he fanned on the kneeling one-timer. 1:10 to go on the power play. Goosens in the box for East Grand Rapids. From the corner, Arco handling, giving up top to Markham. Arco's pass, down low. Taken on by Donnelly on this near side. Twisted toward the front of the net on the pass, and Sayin tried to go one more, at least I think, and he was stymied at the point of attack. Good play there by Whitaker Hill. In the slot, a one-time shot by DeForge, denied by Finch, his best save of the game so far. DeForge shoots again, and Finch has it pinned between the pillows for the stoppage in play. 5:56 to go in the first. 39 seconds remaining on the Gremlins power play. Jace DeForge, the quick trigger pull. Can see why he's gotten on the board 7 times already in the first 5 games for Houghton. Houghton coming off of a home-and-home sweep against Marquette. Wins of 8-2 and 4-3. Far side shot blocked. Didn't get through from the captain, Kari, and back with it comes East and Albers, 1-on-2, but he's got Ross going to the net shorthanded. Instead, he'll fired it around the wall. It hit the referee, nearly bounced right out in front of the net. And we're down to the final 15 seconds of this Houghton power play. The Gremlins leading it 1-0 on a goal about 6 minutes in from defenseman Hudson Markham. Peeling back Rudak, creating some space for himself. Forechecking effort by Ross, and that's it for the power play. EGR remains perfect on the kill. Up comes Goosens. That is Jake Goosens. Scored his second goal of the year against BC on Saturday. Bird to it, swings a pass in front, and a one-touch shot by Runyon that's stopped by Flax. Cooper Flax so far this year, a .913 save percentage. Just one goal against per game, and a backhand chance in front by Arco. That might have glanced the outside of the post. Perhaps Finch got a toe on it too. Couldn't quite tell from this angle. Behind the net, Cooper Rowan. It spits out in front. Goosens, and Jake Goosens with a strong stick makes the pass up the near wing. A little too far for Runyon to lasso. Instead, Markham takes it back for Houghton. 4.5 to go in a quick-moving first period. A penalty each and one goal so far. Bjornsson one-hands it over to Bird. He'll shoot in and obediently go off for a line change. East on their usual bench on the right side from the press box perspective, press row perspective. Let's not get carried away here. The puck bangs against the near side boards, and it drifts on back for Whitaker Hill to send over to Brooks. Bjornsson colliding with a Gremlin. Winkle, the pass to the near side. Now Hill tries to shovel a backhand, and that hit Cade Jenkins of Houghton. Up the far side, Goldstrand tried to get it toward the front, and it was blocked by Hill. Hill had to clear it twice to the sidewall. Kari overskated. Winkle was fouled, and he ended up blocking that pass from Houghton. That worked out for him. In comes Brooks, trying to dipsy-do move at the blue line. That didn't work. Bjornsson run into the boards, almost opened the Houghton bench door all the way. The backup goaltender for Houghton had to pin it close. That's Bryson Nettle, so he's into the game too. Dumped in by East, wedge loose in front, and the backhand clear by DeForge ends up carrying through to neutral ice. Millette, headman pass, off a body, deflected. Ross sends it forward, right back into the clutches of the Pioneers. Rowan on a one-touch. Owen had it taken away. It's quite the battle right now. The neutral zone is certainly not an easy pass lane at the moment. You got to stop to pay your toll. Over there is Rowan on the near side. Swung it around. That's picked off on the far wing by Sam, but he left it behind. Good pass from Ross. Finds Owen. Shooting glove save from the top of the left circle. Cooper Flax holds onto it with 2:34 to go in the first. Highly competitive, every inch of ice being contested at the moment. As you would imagine, East has not trailed much this year. They did trail early at Byron Center. And just thinking back, they were down early to Salem as well. Salem had a couple of different leads in that game. Other than that, pretty smooth sailing en route to a 5-0 start. Hill just in front of the red line, shoots in, so it's no icing. 2:16 to go in the first period. Gunnar Flax pounds it around, kept in at the blue line, and chopped down in deep again by Porter Brooks, number 22 in white. Porter and Nolan Brooks, brothers on the squad. Hill passed that away from Goosens. No icing here, though. Might have been deflected. It was waved off. Here's a deflection high into the rafters. Hit one of the steel beams high above the ice, and that stops play. 1:48 remaining before intermission. Great to have you along on the East Hockey live stream YouTube channel. First year for this. Very pleased to be part of the effort to bring more Pioneers hockey and in general more Michigan high school hockey to the masses. Let's get it out there. Show people what a great product this is. Caden Goosens clears it around. Bryce Bjornsson, good feed. Nolan Brooks deflects it ahead. Now Jenkins picks it off, though, for Houghton. This is a smooth skating defensive group for Houghton, albeit a bit young. but they've performed well so far in the season and so far in this game, closing down any kind of space the Pioneers are looking for at even strength. The backhand clearance from Tapany of Houghton, but right into the clutches of Bennett Winkle. Winkle had 4 points against Forest Hills Northern and Eastern the last time we were in this building, the night before Thanksgiving, in a 6-0 victory. Winkle was putting on a show. Over to the far side, Hallinan held it, but Winkle ran him off into the ditch. Now Brooks hooks it back in Winkle's direction, but a little too far, so Rudak has to retrieve, and does. Hallinan taking a diagonal pass in neutral ice. His wrister was blocked by Caden Goosens. Under a minute to go in the first period. Owen with a good pass. He hooks up with Brady Ross, and the speedster gets it over the red line and chips it on down before he'll go in on the forecheck. Ross and Owen teaming up, but they can't knock down the cross-ring pass, and so it's onto the tape of Jace DeForge. He doesn't like what he sees, so he'll shoot in and hope his line mates can get there in time. They won't be able to as the Pioneers clear. Jack Rudak with 25 seconds nearly had it taken away by the hard-charging Albers, but again, the Gremlins have it safely, and they'll guide it up through neutral ice again. Whitaker Hill angled off the wall. Owen couldn't get there in time to get a stick on it. Down to the final 10 seconds. The Pioneers might just want to take this 1-0 deficit into the room. Looks like they will. Long pass from the defenseman Brooks. Down it goes, and the referees and linesmen agree. Apparently, they're not going to call icing with 1 second to go. Time runs out. And an entertaining and fast-paced first period. I wouldn't call it a track meet necessarily. Pretty defensive overall, but Houghton gets the only goal of the opening stanza. Hudson Markham is third of the year, the defenseman, driving around the edge and backhanding a shot high into the net. One power play apiece. Neither team scored on it. We'll take a break from Patterson Ice Center. This is the East Hockey live stream. My name is Matt Gajtka, and I'll be back with more second period on the way shortly in the West Michigan Hockey Showcase. That's fine. Yeah. Are you sure you want to be there? Huh? Are you sure you want to stand there though? Behind the pole? Okay. Yeah, usually it's only one broadcast. We got two broadcasters, so I got to switch down a little bit. He's on real radio back home, so that's pretty impressive. Yeah, we're on real station. Only show in town up there. Well, them and Tech. Yeah. And we're back inside the Patterson Ice Center. My name is Matt Gajtka. Thank you for joining me on the broadcast this afternoon. Afternoon, that's right, not evening, on a Friday. All part of the West Michigan Showcase. And big thanks to the corporate sponsors headed up by D&W Fresh Market, also GE Aerospace, Hookstra Equipment, Simple Benefits, Configura, Dodson, IDville, the Lagsden family, Meyer, you've heard of them, Varnum Law, and WaterSolve Incorporated, all bringing you this two-day spectacular. Hey, why do West Michigan teams always have to travel for these? Not anymore. First year for this event. 2 games for most of the teams. I heard Big Rapids just playing in the game today. They lost to Caledonia 6-0. Quite a start for the Fighting Scots this season as we are playing hockey in the second period. The Gremlins with a 1-0 lead on Hudson Markham's goal early in the first. That came at even strength. Lugged out of the zone, or attempted to, by Brady Ross. He pushed it over to the red line. Owen couldn't get it any further, so Charlie Finch has to stop the dump in at the side of his net. The music is somehow still playing at the PA table. Feels like an open skate. I don't know if anybody realizes it right now. As Ross tried to turn the pass toward the middle, it's broken up, taken by the speedy Kari. Braden Kari is knocked off the biscuit by Owen. Owen sends it ahead, threw his head back. He realized he put too much on it, and so it'll go skidding down on the fresh ice for icing. Look out. One of the Gremlins went tumbling into the end wall. That's Porter Markham, number 10 in black, and the East Grand Rapids cheering section, of course, eats that up. Nothing you can do when you fall on the clean sheet after the Zamboni does its work. Just got to brace for impact if you can't get a skate into the surface. And East is saying that Houghton made a line change after they did. That's a no-no. East is the home team technically and literally in this game. Forest Hill Central is beating White Lake Lakeland 2-1 on the East rink at the moment. In case you're curious, that's the first game of the day over on that surface. It's a 2-rink facility. For those of you who are watching from way up north. Brooks driving wide for East. Poked off his blade, and so Winkle follows on to take it right back. And wristed in by Porter Brooks. So Nolan Brooks now is on it. A little brother-to-brother dump-in action. But Brooks gets on the backside of Tapani, and the hulking forward skates it into the attacking zone for Houghton, but he dropped it off, and his teammates were trying to change. So Nolan Brooks takes over for East. The flip, bouncing at the line. Winkle takes out Wesley Matala, and it's back into center ice. Jack Rudak driving it around the wood. Whitaker Hill shoves it in Brooks' direction. Tapped away from him. Metala in deep and throwing it through the top of the crease. Ushered away by Charlie Finch, the freshman goalie for East Grand Rapids, who's been so good so far this season. Bears mentioning again, just a 9th grader. Now forced into the Houghton end. The clearing pass goes off a partition. Weird bounce, but that doesn't matter. It's still icing regardless of whether it hit something. And it did hit one of those metal partition bars that keeps the glass together. We are early stages, second period, 14:59 to go in it. East Grand Rapids perfect on the season, 5-0. Houghton 4-1. East is ranked second in D3. Houghton ranked third. That enough stakes for you for an early season collision? I think so. Push through center. Arco, one touched it along under duress. Sayin tried to stuff it from the right post. Couldn't get a clean shot away. Sayin's backhand delivery. Gunnar Flax changes the angle. Now feeds it over to Hudson Markham. Shooting, it was blocked. Comes back out to Flax. He looks, lines it up, and he shoots, and it was blocked down. Good opportunity. Flax has it drift back to him one more time. Puck's following it to the near side. Toe drag by Sayin. He wanted to go backside with that pass to Donnelly, but he had his stick lifted by Goosens, Caden Goosens, the defenseman. Two Pioneers team up on Markham at the line. Couldn't get it away from him, and trying to come all the way through was Donnelly, but he was poke checked, and it's cleared by East. The Gremlins have the Pioneers on the run at the moment, but one of the Gremlins, Arco, ran into the linesman. That helps. Extra defender on the ice for East. Prize the puck free. Hockey can be a game of momentum, maybe more than any other game. And sometimes you just got to hold on as the deluge crashes around you. DeForge from behind the net thought about a stuff. Instead, he'll pass it out to the point. Jenkins wanted to go back to DeForge, and it's back behind the goal to the near corner. 13:34 to go in the second period. Markham fires it across. Here's a wrist shot that never got through. Again, the Pioneers blocking shots left and right. Cooper Rowan got that one, and it definitely stung him. He's struggling to get back up to his feet, but he does. Snapped ahead by Jay Hallinan. That's a frequent name in the history of Houghton hockey, recent history at least, just looking back at some rosters from the past few seasons. Short angle chance, Finch. I didn't make the save. It's under one of the Pioneer defensemen. It's in his equipment, in fact. Caden Goosens. Where is the puck? There it is. It drops out of the back of his jersey. Talk about sacrificing yourself there. He just knelt down and took that one off the back and ended up somewhere between the 1 and the 3, tucked into his hockey pants. 13:06 to go in the second. Still a 1-0 Gremlins advantage. You're watching the East Hockey live stream, brought to you by the East Grand Rapids Hockey Club. Ross getting around the edge, might have been tripped, no call, and the play continues on. Ross recovers, fed it around Hill, decided to kick it for some reason, looking for Albers. It was just an unexpected bounce off the wall that led to that, but it flipped out through center. Tegan Tapany carrying in, pulling up, fanning on the shot. Hill flips it out beyond the blue line, past Wesley Matala. Stepping up, covering up Ethan Hano, and he wires it forward. Brooks, given away as it was played away from the reach of Albers and driven wide of the net by Tapany. And so Houghton completes a line change as Porter Brooks shoots it up off the screen. And so that'll lead to a defensive zone draw for East with 12:18 to go in the second period. EGR has got Bay Reps tomorrow. That's a co-op team based out of the Traverse City region, I guess I would say. Bay Reps took on EGR in the state semi last year, and East shut them out 3-0 to go on to play Cranbrook Kingswood in the final. And CK got the win in triple overtime down in Plymouth. East was 1 goal away from its first hockey championship. Offside. And these teams I mentioned, they met in 2023 as well. Epic state semifinal. 2-1 overtime win for East Grand Rapids in that one. 9 Gremlins in today's game played in that game. And 7 Pioneers played in the 2023 semifinal against Houghton. That's the last time these two teams met. Just the sheer distance between the two campuses precludes them meeting much more often, so we're really glad we see high-quality squad in Houghton down here for this event. As Goosens takes the wobbling puck off the glove of Charlie Finch. Brooks, short flip off the wall, and it's played right by him on the counterattack for Houghton. Here's Sayin pulling the trigger, and it's blocked again. I think Goosens got that again. Caden Goosens racking up more saves than Finch at this point, and it's cleared all the way down off of a Gremlin, no icing, so East can conduct a fire wagon change angled forward by Arco. Back down deep in the Pioneers' end. Brooks takes a bump to make the play. And it'll be Bird. Dishing, looking for Runyon. Deflected away off the heel of the stick of Markham, and the Gremlins take it back. Jenkins going up the middle with that pass and turn right back over to the Pioneers. 11 minutes to go in the second period. Strong start for Houghton. We'll see if East has a pushback. Got to have a little bit more of the puck first, as it's Brooks sending ahead into traffic. Bird can only deflect it forward. Jenkins lost it behind the net, turned it over in front, and a chance there for Bird, and it never got through, and cleared all the way down by the Gremlins for an icing. It nearly bounced right to Bird, but puck was bouncing first of all. Second of all, too many bodies between him and the net to get that through. So East continues to battle, and they'll send the top unit out there. Albers, Ross, and Owen. Goosens and Rowan, the defenseman. Ross, team leader in assists with 8. Albers, team leader in goals with 8. And Owen's got a lot of both. 5 goals, 7 assists. Albers, Owen, and Ross have combined for 37 points on the year. And each of them has at least 12. Talking about an even spread. The Gremlins reload. Matala shooting behind the Pioneers' goal. Finch gave it over to Rowan. Rowan just nudging it over to Goosens. Albers trying to make a pass to Rowan, and it skidded away. Miscommunication. So again, the Gremlins on it. Tapani takes a bump as he couldn't handle it cleanly off the rim. Ross, one touch, good one, onto Albers. He's got Owen with him to the left. Albers, though, maybe thought about calling his own number. A drop back to Ross, and his shot was blocked into the corner by Matala. Ross on it again, though. He's supercharged at the moment. The feed out to Hill. D to D. Brooks looking. He'll feed it. Albers right to the doorstep for Owen once and twice. It's still free. Albers tried to turn it over for a forehand shot, and it was blocked by Gullstrand, who clears for Houghton. Action picking up now down to our right. And Houghton might have gotten caught. Too many men on the ice. I think it did get caught. Kari was stepping out. I don't think Tapani had made his way to the bench all the way. And so we'll have a power play for East Grand Rapids. Mass confusion in front of the visitors' bench, and it benefits East. 9:18 to go in the second. Second power play of the afternoon for your Pioneers. First penalty of this period. Bird to take the face-off for East. Lost that one. Gunnar Flax has an avenue, and he will find it with the puck. Down it goes. Finch. Quick touch. Off to Goosens in the corner. Run off, though. Strong forward checking. Energetic from Arco. Arco 5 goals, 5 assists. Team leading 10 points on the year. And Bjornsson was trying to duck around a defender, Flax, at center ice. Couldn't quite do it. And so, again, a clear for Houghton at the start of this power play. 34 seconds into it. Snapped in by Rowan. Jake Goosens going in after it. Didn't want to get too far up, though, because he knew his teammates weren't quite with him on the power play, and it's one more clear for Houghton. But here's Brady Ross, the senior, winding it up. Ross with some speed. Chipped it to himself in the corner. Owen's going to be on the receiving end of this pass. Head up, shooting off the body of Cooper Flax and wide. Rebound, side of the net, and Winkle is denied from close range. Owen trying to make a feed across, and it's blocked. Good stick from Jack Sayin. 50 seconds to go on the too many men on the ice bench minor against the Houghton Gremlins, who lead this game 1-0 in the West Michigan Showcase. Winkle stepping up, but he ran right into Gunnar Flax, and spinning it down the ice are the Gremlins. Connor Arco taking care of it that time. So Ross stops on a dime at the side of his net. Stretching out Owen to take that pass. Again, a little dump and chase for East Grand Rapids. Trying to work it free. It does come out to the line. And a good save there by Ross to move it over to Albers. His pass hits a body. Owen turning to shoot. It was blocked in the slot. And it's somewhere in someone's equipment again. There it is. It was up the pant leg of Jace DeForge, who has a smile and a laugh as it drops to the ice harmlessly after the whistle had sounded. 7 seconds to go on the power play. How about that twice happening in the same period, once for each team? Okay. But it was a key block for DeForge. Let's not just skate right by that fact, as Owen, one of the top guns for East, had a great chance between the circles. Caden Goosen shooting through traffic, and it went just wide. Rowan pulls it off the boards. His shot was blocked by Brody Donnelly, who went down to a knee. And the power play is over. We return to 5-on-5. Jack Sayin shooting, blocked again. Sayin once more to the front of the net. It went off the goalpost. And Finch reached behind him to knock it away. Houghton that close to making it 2-0 on a broken play, but they still have it. Bouncing toward the front. One-time chance. Great save on Arco by Finch. And play continues on. Remember that one as well if the Pioneers can come back to get level in this game. Take a breath as Matala backpedals and snapped it almost off the head of his teammate Markham. It comes right back to Matala in his own end. Freshman defenseman Wesley Matala tried to make a play, didn't connect. 6.5 to go in the second period. Just the one penalty on the board, and that's it. No goals in the second. And the penalty in this very clean hockey game so far was just a bench minor for too many men. We've got a roughing penalty and a cross-checking penalty, and that's all. In that category, bouncing toward the front off the point shot from Jenkins, but cleared away. Caden Goosens is doing unreal work at the moment in front of his net. He's almost hunched over. I don't want to say with exhaustion, but certainly exerting himself. He's made at least two key blocks in this period as the Gremlins have put the pedal down offensively. Lifted down by the Pioneers' Bird, and that's icing. He didn't get the red line. And so back down we go to our left. The shots aren't being recorded by the scorers in this game. Everything is a little bit different. It's not a typical home game for East, even though I'm sure it feels like it for them. So we've got two games going on at once pretty much throughout the afternoon and evening today and tomorrow. Come on down to Patterson. Just $10 to get in. All-day pass. Watch some high-quality high school hockey as Brooks takes a bump to guide it below the goal line. Back there, Winkle. But Hallinan won it for Houghton. Millette sends it into the path of Jace DeForge, but he won't be able to beat Hill to it. And he crushes Hill on the corner with a strong check. And then Brooks goes down as well. The Gremlins throwing their weight around. Snapshot from Matala into the belly pad of Finch, and he hangs on. 5:17 left in the second. This game is getting a little bit more physical all of a sudden. The Pioneers fans looking for something to cheer. Still just a one goal on the board. This is the furthest we've gone to any game this season with just one goal scored between the two teams. Albers won the draw, but it came right back for a chance from the side of the net for Arco, and again off the arm of Finch and sent all the way back down by East Grand Rapids. No icing here. Gunnar Flax on the retrieval. He reverses the flow of play, looking for Markham. Off to Ross, shooting, pad save by Flax. Rebound, trying to bank it in from below the goal line was Albers, and Flax reaches back as he's having a seat in his blue paint as he pins it down to freeze the puck. Cooper Flax had to be aware there as the shot came from Ross low to the glove side as he tried to power it inside the post. Albers goes forward with the draw, and he hit the outside of the net with that chance. Owen trying to lift the stick of the Gremlin defender in the corner. I'm being screened out right now by the student section, so we'll wait for the puck to come loose, and it does to Connor Arco. Couldn't clear. Rowan held. No, he did not hold it. The Pioneers have to tag up on the delayed offside, and they do. Back to the Pioneers line. Rowan couldn't lift the stick of Arco. Now he takes him down, and the puck drifts in on Finch. Do we have a penalty? I think we might. Rowan being escorted over. He'll go to the bench for two, or the box for two. Hooking the call. Second penalty of the game against East. 4:26 left to go in the second. Rowan tried to lift the stick of Arco. He got too much arm in that particular move. Second power play for the Gremlins of Houghton. High-powered squad. They've now put in 30 goals on the year. The shot through traffic deflected. Save made by Finch. Rudak threw it into the mix. Taking it off the near side, Donnelly. Thought about a return pass. Instead, Hallinan tries to stuff. Backhand opportunity saved by Finch. Side of the goal still up for grabs. And pulled in by Kari. We're in a captain C for Houghton. Half minute into this power play. The first of the period for the visitors. Kari couldn't get it through the defending of Porter Brooks. And over to the far side, Millette. The Gremlins switch the play up, and Tappaney couldn't make the play, and it'll be cleared out. Diving play by Nolan Brooks. One hand on his stick to swat it through. Back to the Gremlins line, and Winkle, he nearly picked the pocket of Jack Rudak. Putting the pressure on nevertheless. A minute to go on the power play. Whipped around the boards. Rolling on its edge was the puck. DeForge takes it and chips it in deep. Sayin. Below the goal line, Arco. His pass over to the far side. Goldstrand steps up. He'll backhand it to the line. Markham, the goal scorer, shooting it through traffic. And it goes wide of the left post. Centering pass, intercepted and cleared. Arco tried to get it toward the middle. Brooks clears it, and finally the Pioneers can change up their penalty killers. Down to the final 24 seconds. Houghton got a couple of fresh bodies on the ice about a half minute ago. Markham, poke checked at the line. Pardon me, that was Donnelly. And down it goes. Albers trying to battle short-handed against Markham. They tie up in the corner. Albers pinned down, play allowed to continue. 6 seconds left on the advantage for Houghton. Down they come, Donnelly, handing it off to Sayin. Drop pass, one touch from Arco to the far side. Snapshot, and it's blocked again by Goosens. Who else? And cleared. Jace DeForge had that last chance for Houghton, by the way, but he couldn't get it through the brick wall wearing 13 in white. Caden Goosens. That's 3 key blocks in this second period. Through center, Tappaney couldn't make it happen. We're back to 5-on-5, final 2 minutes of the period. Quite a hockey game this afternoon. Players are leaving it out there. Bjornsson just got it outside the blue line, but the Gremlins back in possession. Pinned to the wall, Max Aldrich. Haven't called his name much today as Coach Stipik goes to some of his depth here after the power play runs out. Matala slugs it off the wall, but right off the body of Trevor Bird. And Houghton ices the puck with 1:26 remaining before intermission. The only goal of this game, roughly 6 minutes in, Hudson Markham off an assist from Tegan Tappaney. It was initially ruled unassisted, but I was able to go back and watch the video at the intermission. And it was Tappaney's wide shot that actually led to the chance, with Markham pulling it off the wall. It's a tough play to make at times. It can have some weird spin off those rim arounds, but Markham did well to control it and stuff it on the backhand from point blank. Brooks, Porter Brooks, puck in his skates, trying to find it. Could be a nervous moment for a defenseman, and he does handle it well. And the Pioneers force it through to neutral ice. Jenkins pumping it forward. 60 seconds to go in the frame. From the sideboards and shooting it to DeForge off the pad of Finch. Might have been offline, but he made the save anyway. Porter Brooks giving it to Ross. Oh, he nearly had a chance there with Nolan Brooks ahead with him. Now he does. Ross with Nolan Brooks. Feeds it to him. Does Ross. Wanted to get it back. It comes to him from the circle. He shoots it. And a save made. Rebound free. They score! Brady Ross pumps it into the open twine. And it's 1-1 with 36 seconds to go in the second period. Ross's 5th of the year. And he stands up next to a mountain to pull the Pioneers even. Ross stuck with it. He tried to shoot that puck through the goaltender, Flax, it looked like. Flax made the save, but just too hot to handle. It was rolling around at the top of the crease, and Ross stopped right there, and he got all the rebound chance. So give Ross his 5th. You got to figure Porter Brooks is going to figure in on that one somewhere along the line, although, again, I'll have to watch that one back. Whistle and a stoppage in play. And is it a penalty? I didn't get a chance to see it. Connor Arco of Houghton is pointing to his head and talking to the referee, one of the referees. Well, they'll just move the face-off out over the blue line. So an infraction, not a penalty. After all that, driven forward by Markham. Finch couldn't quite stop it. It ends up in the near corner. 20 seconds left in the period. Up the near wall, Gutterflax, and he wobbles a shot wide of the goal, and then he was hammered after he let it go. Thrown toward the front again. Rowan blocked it. Here's a chance near the horn. 5 seconds to go, and it's off the crossbar. No goal on the chance in front for Brody Donnelly. 0.3 seconds left, and the puck ends up under the freshman goalie, Charlie Finch. Oh, baby. Technically, with 1 second left, the Gremlins almost scored to take the lead going into the third. Donnelly, as things got scrambly, down to my left, but the iron prevents the Gremlins from getting back ahead. 0.3 seconds, so they'll try to shoot it off the draw. Sayan gave it an attempt, but kneeling to block that was Winkle, and that's it for 2 periods. Again, I said it before, I'll say it again. Catch your breath. We've got 1 more period to go, and who knows, maybe a little bit more. Coming up in the West Michigan Hockey Showcase, you're watching the East Hockey live stream on YouTube. Brady Ross scoring the only goal of that second period with 38 seconds remaining to tie it up. I'm Matt Gajtka, and I'll be back for the third after this break. Moments away from the third period. Thanks for hanging with us on a Friday afternoon. It's been enjoyable as always. I'm Matt Gajtka. This is the East Hockey live stream, and we're tied 1-1. Don't let the low-scoring nature of this game confuse you, though, if you haven't been watching so far. It has been exciting, and I would say, at the very least, a playoff caliber, if not a Final Four caliber type of a game, and who knows. These teams may meet again way down the line. East has got quite a trip for itself coming up. Going to be at Marquette next week. I'll get you that detail in just a little bit. I believe Sault Ste. Marie is also on the docket here for next weekend. As the puck is dropped at center ice, third period time, and here goes Ross trying to poke it by Markham, but Markham had the last laugh there on that particular chance and deflected into neutral ice. Jammed ahead by Caden Goossens. So you could argue that Houghton had the better of the looks in the early portion of that second period. Each team had a power play in the second period, couldn't convert on it. Off the turnover, Owen. He's got Albers with them. Owen holding on to it and ridden into the wall by Markham. Hudson Markham, senior D, solid as a rock on that side of the ice. Goossens pushed it into traffic. Ross, nearly got it back under his stick. Rowan shooting, saved by Cooper Flax, and he keeps it. 16-16 to go in the third. Houghton's got Forest Hill Central tomorrow, 11 a.m. Early wake-up call, at least for hockey standards. And they welcome Gabriel Richard, a team that we've seen already this year. I've seen him twice. I called a game they played against East Grand Rapids. EGR won that 7-1, and then I also was on the broadcast for Catholic Central the next day as the Pioneers of Gabriel Richard, that is, got their vengeance, and they won it 3-1 at Catholic Central. Brooks, once, twice, got it out. Here's Winkle in a 2-on-2. Tried to send it ahead to Bjornsson, but it was broken up. The back check from Houghton was strong as Brooks couldn't take the cross-rink pass. And it's off the far wall, and Connor Arco lowers the shoulder. He's dispossessed, though, by Porter Brooks, and back it comes. Clicks off the stick of Winkle into the clutches of the Gremlins at their own line. Arco gave it right away to Whitaker Hill, freshman D. And the young D for East Grand Rapids, well, both teams have young defense cores at the moment because East is missing the senior Stropke and the junior Brinker, both of whom are third-year varsity players. They're out due to injury. Thrown ahead to center, Gage Goldstrand. Trying to turn the corner against Cooper Rowan, but Rowan rides him into the wall near the corner, but the puck stays with Houghton. Turning, but losing it, Kari to the far corner. Goldstrand steps up. And they reverse sides again to the Gremlins. Thrown toward the front, off the skate of Rowan, off the shot from Matala. Goldstrand staples Rowan to the wall. And the joust is on, 2-on-2, and a penalty. The referee's arm is in the air. Someone's going to the box, at least one. And we'll find out who in just a moment. 14:45 left in the third. Thought I saw the signal for holding, but we'll wait. And Goldstrand is getting the escort, and that's it. It'll be an East power play and a chance to take its first lead of the game. Third power play of the afternoon. One in each of the three periods. Thought I saw holding. Gage Goldstrand, yes it is holding against Goldstrand, and the Pioneers win the faceoff. Ross drew two players off to Albers for the wrist shot. Save by Flax. Back out to Albers. Quick toss to the middle, and it's picked off by Hallinan. Oh, he nearly had his man ahead for a breakaway, and Finch has to hold it as Jace the Forge couldn't flag it down at center. All right, so anyway, yes, next week, East Grand Rapids at Marquette. Friday night at 7 o'clock. I won't have that game for you, unfortunately. Then they're at Sault Ste. Marie as well. No, that's at Marquette, but it's against Sault Ste. Marie. Excuse me. So, big trip to the UP coming up for East. As of right now, they've got their hands full with another UP squad. the Houghton Gremlins. Two top three teams in Division III as Ross shoots in, tries to go in after it, but Houghton will be first on it. They can't clear it past Owen. Wobbles a pass across to Albers, deflected away and swatted through to center by Houghton's Jack Sayan. Owen takes control. 1:13 left on the third power play of the afternoon for East. They're 0 for 2 so far. Albers trying to turn on the speed. Got by Markham. Albers on his backhand toward the front. It bounces off the goalie and goes behind the net. Oh, boy. Nervous moment for Houghton, but the chance goes by. Ross closes, feeds Owen. He scored from there before this season, but his pass for Winkle was off his stick. And right back over to Houghton and cleared past Owen at the left point. Down it goes. The Pioneers are going to have to change their power play units. It's in process as Ross will carry and shoot ahead. 34 seconds left on the advantage. Can Rowan keep it at the half wall? He will be able to stop it there. The puck halted. 3 Pioneers in there seeking to pop it loose. They hack and whack. It's still free. Puck battles, the essence of hockey. Essence of winning hockey if you can win them. Back behind the net, sent around, and good job by Caden Goosens to keep it at the blue line. He looks, he fires off the stick of the netminder Flax. 5 seconds to go on the penalty to Gage goal strand. The Houghton forward. Bird knuckled it loose, but couldn't make anything happen, and it will be an icing as it was cleared just after the penalty ended, just barely. 12:38 left, we're back to 5-on-5. And the EGR power play 0 for 3. Two pretty high-octane teams, but they're a combined 0 for 5 on the power play today. After this weekend, the next broadcast on the East Hockey live stream will be Friday, as this is put right on goal on the chance from Albers. Friday, the 20th of December, we'll be at Griff's Ice House for that one. Usually I'm able to get enough Wi-Fi signal to send it out to YouTube. Albers kicked out of the face-off circle, so Ross will take here. So he's going right to its firepower again after the power play ends. Brooks tried to shoot toward net. That hopped off of Arco's body. Brooks held it momentarily. And here's Arco, pinned to the wall by Oliver Owen. That frees the puck up again. 12:20 left in regulation. Who's going to get the next one? Will there be a next one? In on net on the deflected pass. Right to Finch, and Albers has a couple of light cross checks to the torso of Arco. The two number 19s go toe-to-toe, and Arco glides off to the bench. But again, tomorrow, Bay Reps right here in the West Michigan Showcase. That's a 2:45 puck drop approximately. We were pretty close to on time today. That's the benefit of being the second game on, not the third or the fourth. If you've been to a hockey rink on a weekend, you know it can get backed up later in the day. Bouncing through and a little 5-hole action at the blue line past Gunnar Flax, the defenseman for Houghton. Houghton's Flax now recovers, sends it in. The netminder, Finch, got a stick on it, couldn't quite stop it all the way. Now Porter Brooks tries to clear, unable to do so, and Noah Millette had his stick lifted at the last second before he could let the shot go from between the circles. No shots on Finch yet in this period, but it's DeForge shooting one high and just missing. Jace DeForge got a lot on that. He's trying to make a liar out of me. I said no shots. Well, that's a shot attempt for sure, and the best scoring chance of the period so far for the Gremlins. Pretty strong start for East with the help of that power play in this third. One of those games where it's anybody's guess who's going to come out on top. Porter Brooks, soft backhand play away from the reach of Max Aldrich, who was forechecking. Albers directs it ahead. Will he get there first? It's going to be a battle, and he runs into Porter Markham and wins the puck. Albers' pass deflected, came to Rowan. His shot just missed off the end wall. Rowan tried to close, but he also had a tough task to get that one all the way through all the bodies between him and the net. Such is the plight of the defenseman. Rowan has it again. He'll shoot again, and he had Owen in front who deflected it to the corner inadvertently. 10:44 to go in the third as the Gremlins get the clear. Albers back for it. Hot pass over to Ross. Couldn't take it. Couldn't get his head around in time. So Albers will try again as it came right back to him in his own end. Albers off to the bench. So will Ross. He'll go there too. As Bird now chasing after it for East. Forcing the pass from Matala. Lead pass knocked down, and it comes onto the stick of Arco, closing. Good save by Finch off the blocker hand. Maybe the stick as it deflects over the net on the follow-up try. Another good save for Finch, keeping it a 1-1 game. That came with about 10-10 to go in the third. Another one you could mark down or try to remember if the Pioneers can win this game. Good stick from Porter Brooks. He led it on ahead. Jake Goosens on the chip in charge. His opposite number, Matala, got there first, but he coughed it up on the far wall to Trevor Bird. Bird and Goosens hooked up for a goal in the last game for East. Front of the net and poked away from Runyon. He nearly got there in time. Rowan on his off-wing side. He'll fling it in deep. Goosens pinning his man. That's Jack Rudak. They're trying to kick it along. Bird looking for a centering pass and it was blocked. Blocked behind the net by Sayan. And Jack Sayan avoids the reach of the Pioneers and drives it all the way down. Another icing call against Houghton. As you can see there on your screen, 9:16 to go in the third period. Houghton scored first way back at the 11:14 mark of the first period. Markham from Tappanee, and then East Grand Rapids getting the equalizer late in the second. Final minute of the second, in fact. Ross, and I have it from Nolan Brooks, as well as Porter Brooks. I have the brothers assisting on that goal. Went back and watched it again. Who knew I'm doubling as a video review for official scoring, but something to do between periods. Tossed ahead, a look for Hallinan, and a save again by Finch on the driving chance for number 11 in black. And Hallinan's pass eludes the reach of Flax out by the blue line. And Houghton's got to go find it from behind its net. Markham. One touch. Good feed to Jay Hallinan. Cruising in again. Stripped from behind by Bryce Bjornsson. Good back check. And the Pioneers clear out the center. Here's the re-entry. Noah Millette. So a shot toward the front hit Goosens' skate. Fortunately for East, it didn't bounce toward the net. Up the near wall, Cade Jenkins tried to pitchfork it along. And taken on by Goosens, and what is the call here? Play halted, and it'll come out to center ice. Might have been a hand pass against Houghton, or was it a delayed offside? I'm not entirely sure. Either way, it gives East a chance to catch its breath. 8:23 remaining in the third period. This game has hummed along. Poked forward by Albers, but back in the possession of Houghton and Porter Markham. Whitaker Hill in some trouble, but he made a good play to find Owen with that pass. And Ross, I'm not sure he got a piece of it, but it won't be icing. Ruled to have been touched by Houghton perhaps, or at least it could have been. Jenkins burrows behind his net, nearly turned it over, but skidded along to the near side and flipped on out by the Gremlins. Porter Brooks back for it on the retrieval, but he's facing heavy pressure in the corner from Gullstrand. Driving at Matala, wide of the goal from 65 feet. Whitaker Hill sends it up through the air, deflected along. Here's Albers turning the corner, shooting sharp angle, and it flubbed off the tip of his stick on the forehand chance. Ross sends to the corner. Owen in after it there. He collides with Matala. Owen trying to center, hit the back of the net, and it's stuck on the mesh, and it will be frozen. Whistle sounds. Under 7.5 to go in the third. I mentioned quite a few players, 16 in all combined between the two teams, who were on the ice down in Plymouth 2 springs ago when East beat Houghton 2-1 in overtime. That's a pretty good number, honestly. There's been some turnover, as there always is. But some quality veterans on the ice as well tonight on both sides. I guess we can say tonight now. We're past 5 o'clock. Bjornsson tried to send it ahead. That was knocked down at the line. Look out, it's onside. Chance for DeForge, and he wristed it. Might have been deflected, hit the end wall, and the Pioneers clear. 7 to go in the third, exactly. Nolan Brooks picks it off at center. Gave it to Bjornsson on the overlap. Bryce Bjornsson turning and firing. Oh, he had Winkle in front, but he put it on net. Can't expect Bjornsson to know that Winkle was there. Bryce had his hands full with a couple of Gremlins defenders. But he made a good play. When all else fails, get it on net as that's deflected off the rink. Other teams participating in this event, the showcase. Allen Park from out east. Also Bay Reps, I mentioned. Big Rapids, Caledonia. They played in the first game here on the West Rink. Forest Hills Central, Forest Hills Northern and Eastern, Grand Rapids Christian, White Lake Lakeland, and Trenton. Might have to hang around myself one of these days. See some teams I don't often see. Spinning is Arco. It's been held largely in check today. The wrister from the point by Markham, that was blocked. Here come the Pioneers. Runyon gave it to Bird. They're in close quarters. Bird had it poked away from him, and Goosens couldn't follow up to grab it. It's on to Jack Sayan. Feeding it over to Donnelly. One more pass, and one too many. It's picked off by Bird. 3-on-3 back. Bird centering. Goosens wanted to make a quick move on his backhand, but he was dispossessed. Another headman pass. Arco got by Hill. Arco centering, and it's right under the stick of Sayan in the slot. And now Bird lost his stick. He kicks it along, though, to Whitaker Hill, who emerges out of his own end. Under 6 to go in the third. There's overtime in the offing. Hill will flip it forward. Still got a ways to go, especially considering East scored in the final minute of the second. And Houghton nearly tied it, or pardon me, went ahead, I should say, with a shot off the crossbar in the final 5 seconds of the second. How do I forget that? Icing against Houghton here. Well, we are deep into the third period now. And we'll see who these coaches want out for these critical matchups. Again, it's Ross, Owen, and Albers for East. Hallinan to take the draw for Houghton. And again, Albers is booted out. That's the second time this period. But Ross wins it. Owen shooting, blocked by Hallinan, right over to Ross. And that shot was rejected too. This time Markham went down in front of it to eat the rubber. Now Albers steals, and he's stopped by Flax. What a chance. Albers just picked it off, and he had a look from right in tight. Maybe too tight. Sometimes you're too close to the goalie to beat him with a quality shot. He can smother it on you, and that's what Cooper Flax just did. So one great chance for either side, by my count at least, in this third, to take a lead. And Ross churning those legs, firing off the pad of Flax. He kicks it to the near side wall. Owen hunting it, gave it over to Ross. Oh, but it's under his stick, and Ross frustrated with himself that he couldn't make the play. It's wristed in just off target. Ushered to the end wall by the goaltender, Finch. Hill, that pass handcuffed him, but he still made the play. Off to Winkle, good angle feed. Bjornsson, can he get there? He won't be able to get there in time. It's icing against East, 4:22 left. Sometimes that bounce off the kick plate, that yellow area at the bottom of the boards, it's harder than the rest of the board. So if it hits the kick plate, it can keep a lot of energy on it, more than you think, and it can get by you in a hurry, and that's what happened to Bjornsson on that bank pass. So geometry not the friend of East on that attempted rush, and they'll have to defend here as the faceoff's won by Houghton. But the pass too hard for Arco to handle. Hill takes it back for East. The puck's rolling on Bjornsson, but he sends it forward. Brooks is going to get there in the corner. Winkle follows on. This line's been good this year too for East. Winkle with 9 points so far. Out through center. Back down it goes. It was deflected. Icing waved off. Bjornsson charging in. He's got a couple of goals this year too. Owen stops it at center, pulls it into the attacking zone a little too early. Bjornsson hadn't cleared. It's offside against the Pioneers. 3:43 to go in the third. Neutral zone faceoff coming up. After this weekend, the Pioneers won't be back at Patterson until the new year. On Wednesday, the 8th of January, they'll host Grand Rapids Christian. And then 2 days later, they'll have West Ottawa here as well. I do expect to have both of those games on the stream. We're going on a week-by-week basis with it, though. Maybe month by month as Goosens clears. Well, this has been some kind of showdown. A 1-1 score. No goals in this third. Markham, a calm backhand pass to the far side, but Millette is stripped by East Albers, trying to send Ross ahead one-on-one. Ross poked it away from Markham. Owen pulls it free. Rowan shoots in from behind. Center red. No, it's waved off. No icing. The referee had his arm in the air for something. I thought it was for icing, but fortunately for East, it was not. So that forces Houghton's DeForge to lug it out of his own end, and he will. But his pass goes behind Hainault, or Hainault, excuse me. He's cracked to the end wall as Hainault. Front of the cheering section, down to my right. It's now looped behind the goal as well. 2:30 left in the third period. And the Pioneers trying to systematically work it out, and they do. Nolan Brooks charging in. Lost control of the puck. At least I think he did. I don't believe that was a pass to Bjornsson, and a turnover. And on back, Cade Jenkins. Doesn't have the bodies in support, so he shoots deep. Porter Brooks. Whitaker Hill. On it, jams it up the wall. Will it come out? It will. Nolan Brooks took care of business. And Bjornsson cutting inside. Short little 5-foot pass onto Porter Brooks. The defenseman snaps it off the stick of the netminder, Cooper Flax. Under 2 to play in the third. Arco couldn't get by. Now he'll center it. And it's off the stick of Porter Brooks. Pushed away to the wall, but now behind. And Hill driving it around, deflected by Ross, held in at the blue line by Metala. Excuse me, that was Markham. And an icing call coming up against East Grand Rapids. The puck rolled up on edge. That took care of any drama there with 1:23 to go in regulation time. Scoring recap, well, not much to say. Markham for Houghton. And Ross for East Grand Rapids. And a timeout has been taken. Allow the two sides to catch their breath. Crowd buzzing a bit. They know they've seen a good one, a game that I was saying definitely worthy of playoff matchup somewhere down the line in a couple of months. That's why you play these games against teams from far away early on. So you get a chance to see them. You get to see some of the better teams from across the state, and that goes both ways. The respect goes both ways in this game between East and Houghton. The two coaches, Chris Newton for East Grand Rapids in his 7th season. He's been down to the Final Four now 4 times in 6 years. I mentioned Houghton has been there as well 3 times since 2019. Neither team has gotten it over the line all the way, but getting there is so much more than half the battle. And they have been, and they might be again this year. As for right now, the key decision up for grabs. To the end wall it goes. 1:15 left in the third. Clear it around and out it goes. Markham couldn't handle it. Markham passing over to Gunnar Flax. Markham got it back. He drives up the center of the ice. And Markham shoots wildly about a foot off target. Flax keeps it in, though, for Houghton. Under a minute to play in the third. Cooper Rowan was just sitting on it for a second there, waiting for reinforcements, and Winkle came to his rescue, but Winkle hit it with a high stick as he tried to control the bouncing puck. So another draw in East territory. If we do go to overtime, there won't be a full intermission, just so you know. So we will keep it here. It'll be a short timeout. I think it's 2 or 3 minutes. I haven't called an overtime game in a while. There's a chance, and Finch gobbles up the shot from Jack Sayin at the bottom edge of the face-off circle. No rebound, crucially. You wonder what these two teams will have left. Good thing this is the first game of the weekend, if they do go to overtime. Goossens, hard rim around, out it goes. That was a high stick against Houghton. High stick on the puck, excuse me. Don't want to get anyone too excited. That means a face-off in Gremlins territory. 37 seconds to go. As the pace of play bogs down a bit, teams being pretty cautious at the moment. We saw Rowan, he was just content to keep the puck along the wall. There was still a long way to go. Still about a full minute left when he decided to do that. But like I said, Winkle read it and knew he had to get down there. As the center throw to the net. Save made by Flax. The rebound, Albers try to shovel it toward the front. That was Owen who shot it there initially. Owen wins the puck battle. Centers, Ross shot blocked. Ross again save. And it's Owen hacking at it, and it's side of the net, and the whistle sounded early. And Owen is signaling to the bench about something. Oh, he snapped his stick. Stick is broken. I was worried someone was injured there. Well, Owen started all that by simply shooting to the net from the wall. Ross had a couple of looks. Owen was trying to jam it under Cooper Flax from inside the blue paint. 17 seconds left. The puck dropped. Winkle battling, but Hallinan drives it away to the corner. We're down to the final 10. And Rudak tried to sit on it for a moment, down to 6. Behind the goal, Hallinan, he will pin it to the wall. We're going to go to overtime in the West Michigan Showcase. 1-1. No goals in the third. Just one penalty. That went to Houghton. Well, is it overtime or is it a shootout? Because sometimes these showcases, they like to keep it moving. They've put 12 minutes on the board. Overtime usually is 8 minutes. And I guess I should have asked before the game what was going to happen here. Could very well be a shootout. No one on press row appears to know, so I don't feel alone. And I think it's going to be a shootout. Oliver Owen went over in three-round shootout. Okay, you heard the lady. Or maybe you didn't. I did at least. Shootout on the West Rink at Patterson Ice Center. That'll determine this matchup. So officially it'll go down as a tie in the standings for these two teams. But for the sake of deciding a winner, and for bragging rights, of course, someone's got to take it home. So here we go. The first choice for Coach Chris Newton and his Pioneers is Bennett Winkle. Winkle, 12 goals in his career. This is third varsity season. He scored the winner on a breakaway, appropriately, against Byron Center just this past Saturday. He curls his way in, fake the slap shot to the forehand. He scores! Bennett Winkle adds one in the shootout to his 4 in the run of play so far this year. East leads the shootout 1-0. And now Houghton gets a chance to counter. That little fake, the fake slap shot from Winkle was effective against Cooper Flax. Jace DeForge, 7 goals on the year for the Gremlins, to the forehand, and he scores through the 5-hole of Charlie Finch. to tie the shootout 1-1. Next up, James Albers. So Winkle scores, DeForge scores, now another righty. Albers, stick handling beautifully, backhand, he scores! Right inside the left post. Too many moves for Flax to track. Pioneers back on top, and we've reached a pivot point in the shootout. It's just 3 rounds, just like you see in the NHL or other pro leagues. Brody Donnelly, the sophomore, gets the call. Donnelly slowly, forehand move, and he scores. And it's been all about the shooters in this tiebreak. 2-2. Everyone has scored so far, 4 for 4. So it's Owen, a third senior, getting tapped by Coach Newton. Owen, the lefty, to the right circle, scores between the legs against Flax. A slight hesitation from Owen, and he whipped it right along the ice. You don't see that too much, right between the legs. The stick was not there, covering the 5-hole, and now Charlie Finch can win the game with a save. And he's going to go against Connor Arco, who has scored 5 times in 5 games this season. Between the circles, backhand, he scores! And we'll keep going, and Arco has a few words for the EGR bench. The shooters are 6 for 6 in the shootout. And now it's Ross. He scored the only regulation goal for East in this game. Swirling in, and he's stopped by Flax off his glove. Cooper Flax makes the first save of the shootout in the top of round 4. So now Finch has to answer, or Houghton wins it. The crowd on its feet. Tegan Tappaney, right down the alley, missed the goal. We'll go to a 5th round. Nolan Brooks. So it's a 5th senior in a row for East. And Brooks on his backhand side shoots. Try to go short side. It's off the stick of Flax and up into the screen. Another chance for Houghton to win it. Their second consecutive winning opportunity. Jack Sayin, the left-handed senior forward. Sayin in over the blue line. Finch ready for him. Sayin stopped by Finch. Sayin tried to go between the legs. We're on to the 6th round. Bryce Bjornsson, junior forward. Bjornsson can put the Pioneers ahead for a 4th time in this shootout. Here he comes, wiggling his way in, and he's stopped. Couldn't quite tell where that puck ended up, but it skittered into the corner. So we started with 6 straight goals in the shootout. Now we've got 5 straight misses. And Houghton can win it again. Noah Millette. 11th grader from Houghton, Millette. Quick mishandle. Now he's in. He fires it too high. He wanted to go bar down to take the victory, but he couldn't convert. 7th round. Trevor Bird, freshman. No goals yet in his career. Looking down at the puck, now he makes a backhand move and he scores! Trevor Bird, not officially a goal, but don't tell him that. He's put the Pioneers in position to win it in the 7th round of this shootout. That was nifty as Bird goes flying by the bench. Jay Hallinan can keep it going for Houghton, and he's stopped. A glove save by the freshman, Charlie Finch. And the freshman shall lead them. Bird scores the winner. Finch makes the clinching save. And the Pioneers win the shootout 4-3. They beat Houghton this afternoon. Pioneers win. Pioneers win at Patterson on day one of the West Michigan Hockey Showcase. Like I said, officially it's a tie in the books, but sure doesn't feel like it, as East Grand Rapids scores 4 times on 7 attempts. Trevor Bird gets the clincher, also scoring Winkle, Albers, and Owen before him. Charlie Finch makes 4 consecutive stops on Houghton, if you will, to end the game. And wow. Well, we'll take a little break here, take a 23-hour break and bring it back for another game tomorrow. East Grand Rapids challenges Bay Reps, the powerful co-op team from the Traverse City region. 2:45 face-off tomorrow on the East Hockey live stream. My name is Matt Gajtka. Thank you so much for joining us. I think officially that goes down as a 2-1 final, despite what you may see on your screen right now. But hey, my capabilities only go so far when the graphics are concerned. Thank you for joining me. Back tomorrow for more. How could you not join us tomorrow?